So the dev stream just ended, and it raised a few different questions about what next. And a few people might have actually missed this. I seen it and thought nothing of it at the time, because they literally go to see, I keep forgetting his name, Ticker, and in the corner on the star chart, watch, is a whole new area. I know everybody is going to be thinking I'm talking about the Zaraman. In case you didn't know and aren't up to story points in the game, this is one of the early ones. It's still kind of spoiler-ish, but not hugely. The Zaraman is the ship that the Tenno were on when it has an accident and you get your powers. That's the ship, the Zaraman. I seen it and thought, okay, that's got to be, what the hell is that? Top left. Sanctuary? What? And this is about how long it was actually on the screen for. It's literally a copy-paste of The Void. Not even imagining this. You literally zoom in and take the glare off the Void, and it is the Void. There's two Voids? This is actually a screenshot from the second time, where they basically don't try and hide it, or anything else, but there it is. Kind of what at the same time as what, with a side helping of is the Sanctuary. It can't be the same Sanctuary, but it was later on, and you can see the time in the bottom right. They actually get around to mentioning what the next big update is going to be. The bit that, well, you can see I'm literally turning it into, that's why the screenshot was a little bit better, by the way. Oh, Angels of Zaraman. That would be the ship that was there before. Pause. And then they go on to mention some other stuff that, let's be honest, is kind of both, why would you even mention this? And why would you try to build hype on this? Because they said the next update, the 0.1 update, is coming in February 9th. That's a mainline, not the next big update, in case you're wondering why I'm not mentioning that. We'll mention it in a moment, not right now. And then they will start to focus work on the Angels of Zaraman that utilizes everything that is in this ship. I'm actually working on a whole video about the Zaraman and lots of other things that kind of explain the ship, but really, really no good at that lore stuff. But it is kind of spoiler heavy, and we kind of got to see it back in 2019 before, by 2.5 years, before they actually showed it in the new war. Basically, from what was said, is will come soon after. Sorry, sometime after. The words were sometime after. Which rules out February, rules out March, because March would be classed as soon after. Sometime, quite literally, puts the next big update for Warframe in April. The entire ship, most of the inside you can play through, and if you were one of the people who actually watched me play it for so long, I said during that, when we got onto the Zaraman, I wanted to explore that thing so badly. And I'm really hoping when they do that, it will allow us to do this, because there was so much that they could hide on that ship. It was huge, and all you could do was run through it. You couldn't jump to new places, use abilities, none of that. It's just run from A to B and see the scenery along the way. It was a hell of a lot of work for not being able to have a look around. Plus we have things kind of intruding the ship, and hopefully that is what the Angels are, and it will be explained going forward in this update. It will kind of round up a lot of things that were mentioned or happened during the new war, this will kind of round it off, because it is literally floating in space and we've never seen it before, right up until the new war happens, when you can actually visit it. And as you saw at the start of this, it is going to be on the star chart. I kind of wish they'd put it in the void, like the giant light, the bloom effect coming from the void. When you go to the void and you zoom in on it a bit more, that's where the Zaraman was. You kind of have to go through the void to get to it. Like, it would be like a second phase to actually zooming in on it on the map. You know, you zoom in and all of the nodes come in, and then you go a little bit further and behind the void is the Zaraman. That would have been a great placement for it. But I'm still curious as to what the sanctuary actually is. There is new augments coming. There's that 10 gen round part 1. Round 21 part 1 I was referring to earlier. As I say, 31.1. Depends how much of that rant I actually removed from earlier. Hildren's new deluxe and Stardier's. That will be bringing a whole new bunch of other stuff. I will be covering that in a separate video because I was watching this in 720, not in 1080, without the intent of actually recording anything from it. And they actually showed quite a bit. But we'll leave this off here for now. It's a big bag of who knows, because they concentrated on that with nothing more than just kind of the name, and more importantly the fact there is going to be a quest and a frame that comes with it. Soon as they said quest, I sighed just a little bit, because that means February's out the question. March is not very likely. April, possibly. That means we can look forward to possibly 0.1 of an update once a month until this comes out, if we're really lucky. Otherwise, it's back to the same old of might be lucky to get an update once a year. And with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.